Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a lot different to the one that I just posted a few days ago, considering how I've changed my channel to be a lifestyle channel. I felt it was more fitting for myself with what I'm currently going through, as well as to help people out there that are going through things that I've gone through or currently going through the same things. Now, the video I wanted to talk about is GCSE exam stress. I would have loved to have had a video like this on YouTube when I was taking my GCSEs. I think it would have helped me so much. It would have made me so much more confident, a little bit less stressed than I was. But unfortunately, there's not many videos on YouTube that talk about GCSE exam stress. Now, I have all of the stuff I want to talk about on my phone, so if I look down, it's only because I'm checking all that stuff. Plan your revision time. This is so important, mainly because you don't want to overload yourself with revision. You don't want to be revising 7 different topics all at once. That is not what you want to do. You want to be able to create a revision timetable. Now, we never done this before our GCSEs. We never failed. The point of it, none of us stuck to it. But when it came to our GCSEs, our tutor decided it would be a good idea to create one. And it was the best thing that any of us had ever done, because we outlined the topics that were most important and we put them first. And I believe most of that would have been maths, English and science, considering they're the ones that you need a lot. Science, not so much if you're not doing something that's involves science in your future career, like me. But English and maths are 2 of the most important subjects you need. You can't do anything without them because they are quite important in your daily life. Now, creating a revision timetable is very important. Always put your best topics first and try and spend as much time on them as you can, but don't overload yourself on work. It's best to create intervals. Now, we were given 2 options. You can either do intervals of 5 of 6 of about 10 minutes each, 5-10 minutes each, just so that they're small breaks, they don't give you a lot of time to be distracted as much, and you're still retaining information into your head. Now, if you do the second option, which is 20-minute intervals, which we would have had 2 or 3 depending on how many hours we were all doing. Now, I personally went for the smaller intervals because it meant I could have more breaks, and it also meant I wasn't getting up, walking around, speaking to people, going on social media, talking to friends, going on my phone, listening to YouTube and all that. I was literally just 5 minutes, get a drink, get something to eat, back to work. And that's the better. Obviously, I'm not telling you which one that you should do, but personally, I preferred the shorter ones because it meant that you're not being distracted as much as you would with the longer ones. Now, you can take however many breaks you want for however long you want, but always make sure you have a break. Otherwise, you will stress yourself out, you will overload yourself, and you'll get frustrated, and that's not what you want on your GCSE exam day. Flashcards. This really helped all of us. Flashcards were a lifesaver to all of us at our GCSEs. Most of the time we would be writing hundreds of words in a notebook or our school books, and none of us were retaining any information. The minute that we did flashcards, solved all of our problems. For me, for my GCSEs, I took some of the hardest GCSEs I ever could. I was high level English, high level maths, high level science, high level RE, dance, history and hair and beauty. Yeah, those were the only ones I took. Now, all of these have so much information in them. The first GCSE I ever took, which I took about a year early, was my hair and beauty, and that's because you have so much information to do and you can't have it at the same time as the other GCSEs going on. So we did that first, and it's so hard because you have to remember the noun anatomy, hair and skin anatomy. There is a lot that goes into hair and beauty, and none of us were doing well with the practice papers or any of the written stuff that we had, so we all created flashcards, and it helped us so much because we put the right information that we knew that we could remember, as well as making it as creative and inventive as we could to be able to retain that. Having flashcards is the best because a lot of us were sticking them around our room, sticking them in the kitchen, in the living room, so that wherever you went there was a flashcard. You could look at it, you could read it, you could see what information was on, and it just implants in your head more. So when you wake up, there's a flashcard, you read it. When you go out the door, you read it. Go downstairs, like, it retains in your head, and it works wonders compared to just sitting there looking at a notebook and trying to remember all your stuff that way. That does not work. People say that it works for them. Okay, it could work for them, but they could end up having it as creative and as less information as they can. I personally would say flashcards are the best to use. After hair and beauty, all of us were using them for science, for maths, for English, for history, for dance. It worked amazingly. If you don't want to do flashcards, do post-it notes. Stick a bunch of post-it notes everywhere. It's the same principle. It works either way. Do practice exams at home. Practice exams at home are really, really good. I think I printed off so many different exams. I got my science teacher to print me off some science exams when she asked the class who wanted some. So I had all of my science exams. Our dance teacher gave us that. Our history teacher gave us exams in class. Maths, we had exams in class. We had stuff on the internet as well. If you can't print it off at home, look on the internet. Look on any site. There was 2 sites that we used. I can't quite remember them, but if I remember, I will put them in the description below. That were amazing to use, and they helped a lot of us, and they have like their own flashcard type thing. But do practice exams at home. Write certain things down, write questions, get your parent, your friend, your siblings to read them out to you. Before an exam, we would always have like 2 hours before an exam we would get to revise, and we would end up facing each other and we'd be quizzing each other and going back and forth, and it would just help us just to retain more information before we went into that exam hall, because you don't want to go into that exam hall and then suddenly forget everything, because then you're screwed. And a lot of us did that. We were so nervous. We were calm before, and then the minute we got in that hall, we were so nervous, we lost everything basically, and none of us could remember anything. And you'd sit there, you'd stare at the paper, and nothing would come to you. That's normal. It happens to all of us. My RE exam, got in there, and me and my mate kept looking at each other and being like, what is this? Don't have a clue what any of this is. It is a natural thing to feel like this. Do not feel like you're the only one that feels like this, because everyone will. They might not show it, but they do feel it. And you can tell when they're constantly staring at the page, they look at the wall, if they look up, if they look at you. It's because they can't remember anything. It is natural. Don't feel like it's just you that feels this. Don't overthink things. It's the one thing you don't want to do when it comes to GCSEs. If you overthink, you cloud your judgment, and you start to lose the information you just collected. Treat it like it's any other exam. Don't treat it like your GCSEs. We were told to just think of it as a regular old exam. Yes, you're in a single seat and it's quiet, but you would be doing that anyway in a practice exam or any sort of type of exam that you would do in a classroom. It happens. We all have it. We've all gone through it. We had to do 3 different mock exams before we did our GCSE exams. We had the same situation where we would sit silently and we would do it. You will, I don't know if other countries do this differently, but in Britain we obviously have our mock exams. You will have these. They will roughly be within a few months of your exams. Our first one was October, and then we didn't have another one until March, and then we didn't have another one again until a few weeks before our GCSEs. This is so that they see what you can remember, what you know, and if you have revised. Now, mock exams don't stress, they mean nothing. I honestly did better on my mock exams than I did on my GCSEs for some things. But mock exams, they are just there to help you to understand what the GCSE papers will be like and what an exam will be like for you. They are nothing stressful, they are just something to do, and you will obviously have a little day where you would sit in a main hall and a teacher would go through exam questions. We had that, we were all sitting in separate seats, and our teachers for maths and English and all that went through exam questions, how to answer them, how to work it out, all of that, and it helped. You can hear my parents in the background. You will always have a teacher there to help you, to guide you, and think, but try not to overthink things. It's not worth it. It's not something you can control. It's not something you can work with. Don't stress. This is a very, very important point. So one thing you don't want to do, stay as calm as you can. Just don't get yourself wound up. A lot of us made this mistake. We were fine throughout most of our exams until it came to the last few. Probably because we knew it was ending soon, or because we knew that it was going to get a lot harder. The first exams for English and Maths and Science were easy. They were a lot easier than our second papers were. They were harder. They're meant to be like that. And a lot of us, we were calm, and then the minute it came round to being the last exams, we were having panic attacks, we were freaking out, we were seeing our counsellors, we were just doing the stuff we shouldn't have done. We were all calm and we were lining up, and the minute we got in that exam room, we forgot everything. We were stressed, we were sitting there, we were tapping our pens against the desk, which is really annoying, but people do that. It helps them. I don't know why, but it does. A lot of us would come out to the hall and we would say how we was counting all the bricks on the wall just to distract us, and everyone had different ideas of how many bricks there were, or we were looking around, and obviously you have all the distractions of people going to the toilets, people chatting, because obviously our hall was near the PE block, so we have people coming in doing PE, and obviously everyone turns around and it gets distracting. You will have this, but try to stay as calm and collected as you can. There is nothing more stressful than stress, and everyone has it. Everyone gets stressed. People feel sick over exams, people hate exams, people do really well in exams. You can sit there and stare at the paper for as long as you want. As long as you take your time, you read the question, you reread it, and you reread it again. You check over your answer and then double check it to make sure you have answered the question correctly. You will do absolutely fine. There will be nothing to worry about, there will be nothing to stress about. As long as you take your time, don't worry about what everyone else is doing. If someone's finished before you, fair's to them. But always check the board to see how long you have, see how long's left, listen to them when they say how long's left, and take your time. If you are finished, go back through the paper, go back to a question you don't know, go back to a question you didn't answer, or a question that you think, I might have put the wrong answer for that, let me just check. Go through the whole paper if you need to. Just take your time and don't worry about anyone else, and just keep as calm as you can. Don't freak yourself out, because you freak yourself out, you will answer incorrectly, you will do everything wrong, and it will not be worth it. Just remember that once your exams are done, you are done. You're free to leave, you are finally done, and then you have prom and all that to deal with. I wanted to do this video for obviously the people that are coming up to the GCSEs, are going to be doing them in a few years, just to feel safe and secure. Obviously to those that didn't get to do the GCSEs last year or even this year because of COVID, honestly I feel so sorry for you guys. It's not something you ever don't want to do. I was glad to get my GCSEs over the way, because then it passed my way through college and it passed my way to the university I'm going to, and I'm about to do an amazing journalism career, and I cannot wait. Although they say GCSEs are important, yes, they get you into the colleges, they get you into the university, but it's not them that path your career. I'm not doing a career that I ever did in my GCSEs. None of my GCSEs is to do with my career. I'm doing media and journalism. That is coming from my college, from what I've learned at college. Yes, I'll need English because it's journalism. Who wouldn't? But I don't need maths, I don't need science, I don't need dance, I don't need RE, I don't need any of that. My journalism and that is coming from college. Yes, it will pave your way, but it will not define your career. Create your career, create what you want to do. Just do what you want to do and you will be fine. I really hope you guys liked this video. If you want more videos like this, let me know in the comments below. Please like, comment and subscribe, and all of my socials will be on the end screen. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.